Hello, English 141. It's Dr. Floyd. I am checking in with people who missed week 9 for their in-person class, and just to give you a really brief update on what you should be doing now. So it's the end. We're getting into the weekend of week 9, so the end. And this week, in class and out, it was all about your rough draft of writing project 2, and that's the rhetorical analysis of the ad. So the idea was to turn that rough draft in before you came to class and then have access to it in class, either a printed copy or an electronic copy. So most people had an electronic copy. And I talked a little bit about reminding that when you first get something down on paper, you have to walk away from it. And this is the revision period. And means again, like redo, resubmit, whatever, again. And VIS, just like in vision, means to see. So when you're revising, you're literally trying to see it again, see it another way. And the best way to do that is to get other people's eyes on it. So that's exactly what we did. We had a little system of emailing different people in the room the papers. We reviewed the idea of constructive criticism and praise and how you want both and how you want those comments to be specific so that they're helpful. And then people spent some quiet time, really a lot of time because can't do this quickly, reading a couple of other papers and emailing that kind of feedback. So if you missed that opportunity to get peer feedback, right away, right after you turned in your rough draft. And you should be then in the stage where you are waiting for my feedback, or some of you may already have it, because you'll notice here, in terms of week 9 activities, that you still have to get that rough draft in right here. And we did a lot of reviewing that this is where you will have to return to see your comments and your grade. So be sure that you come back here, and when you click into it, because it's a turn it in assignment, you'll see little rows down below that will have, try to do this to where I don't show you anybody's grade. That would be great. There we go. These rows, like you see with Matthew here and Kaylee, you would just see your own row, but it gives you your Turnitin report. We talked about these numbers of matches being really low because you all didn't need to use sources for this assignment. If you did get some ad analysis help from somewhere online, certainly that should be paraphrased or quoted and cited. And then when you go to see your grade here, you want to hit this little pin, because when you click the pen, you will be seeing the paper. Here it comes. And anything I marked on the paper would show up here as well. Just scroll down to see more of this paper. There we go. Cover page, abstract. And then I'll be writing right on this, so you want to see that. It'll be in blue. And if you click this little pen over here, then you'll see this area is where I write my longer comment with things for you to work on. So obviously I haven't graded this one yet, and that is why you don't see it. So very important that you watch for my feedback, and that you get, if you haven't done it yet, you absolutely get that draft turned in, because that was supposed to be before class. Then we move on. Once you have my feedback, and you have you won't have if you miss class, but if you had classmates' feedback, then you move on to this week's hybrid activity. And it is to read this little essay called Shitty First Drafts. Here we go. Can't quite get it all to show in the screen, but it's called Shitty First Drafts. It's really short. This is just it, these 2 pages. But Anne Lamont, the author, at the time she wrote this, was employed writing restaurant reviews. So every week she had to sit down, blank screen, deadline for a newspaper, and write the restaurant review. And she just talks about how the reality of knowing she had to get something down on paper and doing that, and just relieving her of this idea that it had to be good, that anybody was going to see it. It's just going to be a, as she calls it, shitty first draft. Was a big relief. in her process. So you're going to read that little short piece. And then thinking about your draft and whatever feedback you've got from it. The hybrid activity for Sunday night is this journal reflection. Pretty short, probably do it in a page, maybe a little more. It gives you some prompts in there, and you'll see. So the idea was just to spend the whole week kind of working at the revision stage with your rough drafts. You'll see here when we go into week 10 that we're still working with those. The final draft is due by the end of next week, Sunday night. It's next week. And, we'll be doing more editing and proofreading. So you want to bring a hard copy of the best version of your essay at that point, whether you're a Monday or Thursday person. You can do it with an electronic copy, but we're going to be doing a lot of kind of line by line circling things. Show you a few different techniques than you may be using currently for your last stages of proofing a paper. And that will be the next time we see each other. So I hope you're doing okay and hanging in there. And if you have any questions, obviously email. I'll answer as quickly as I can. Have a good rest of the day.